love is in the air. Valentine's is getting closer and I wanted to give you a head start on Valentine's. In this video you're going to learn how to sketch a rose in line and wash. And it's perfect to just put on front of a card or inside a card or even slip it under the door to your loved one. Whatever you feel like, just remember to sign it so he knows who it's from. I'm doing this rose in a splashy loose style. Fine liner first, and I know there's a lot of ways to do this. You can explore how to use either fine liner first or watercolor first in flowers or floral sketching in my freebie, Ink or Wash First. You can find it here below, so you can check that out if you are feeling like exploring a little bit more. And of course, if you read my book, you will know there's also a rose in that. This is my book, Ink and Wash Florals. And if you want to dive even deeper, you are more than welcome to check that out as well. It's a swell book, I heard. It's really good. And there's a new one on the way. Oh, it's wonderful. You can pre-order it now. Link in bio. Link in bio. You don't say that here on YouTube. Link below in the description. Okay, I talked way too much. So let's just dive into the video and let's get sketching some roses. Now we are ready to sketch a simple rose. And I've chosen this very simple one in a light pink, just because it hasn't got that many details, but it's still very visible that it is a rose. So let's start from the center. I'm gonna start with my pencil here. And we're just going to look at the rose while we are sketching it. So it has this triangle in the front, has some petals kind of wrapping around it. And you can just take one petal at a time, just working around. And don't worry too much about how it looks at the moment. You can just do what I do and sketch along. So we have this one. You can see it at the reference, it ends just behind the triangle. Then we have one more here. I think that might actually be this petal, just continuing around, so we can do that, going behind that triangle as well. So now we have the very closest petals here, and we can go out a bit here, so just taking the next one that is hugging, and I'm just going to sketch the outer edge here. This will of course go down as well, like that, into the flower. Then we have a petal that is going, it has some bends and stuff. We're gonna put that in a little bit later. Going that way. It has this edge to it, and it ends a little bit further out here because we have a smaller petal. It's just almost not visible, but as long as you keep looking at your reference, it's actually quite easy to see where you have the petals and how they curl and stuff like that. So this one is just, I think, like that. And we have that one going, actually you can see the bottom of it where it kind of ends. And we can go out even further. So let's see, what would the next be? I think we have one here behind. So just, you can see it's actually visible right here. And going all the way around here. So it's going to end down here. I think I'm gonna put in the end as well, so we can see where it will go. Just going to put that in here. Remember, we're gonna put in the details afterwards, but for now this is just the main shape. We have this one going all the way here. Actually, it's going all the way there, and then it has an edge to it that is beautiful and ragged, and I love it. And then we have a petal that is actually almost only the bent edge here that is visible, so we're gonna put that in, and then just a little bit at the bottom to show the bottom part of that edge or that petal, because it's so foreshortened that it's almost not visible. There you go. And all of this makes so much more sense when we're starting with the fine line and adding in the details of direction and stuff like that. And remember, you don't have to be go as realistic as this. You can just sketch even quicker, and as long as you have those overlapping details, it'll be beautiful and look like a rose. So, and you can see now we have some areas that's not making that much sense. For example, here I have a line that is kind of just going nowhere. So we can just kind of adjust, make some of the petals a little bit bigger, and give it, I think I'm gonna give it just a feeling of that. This one is actually ending in a bend there. And then we have this here that's not really working, so I'm gonna adjust that as well. So just putting in this instead. Let's see if there's more lines that are kind of broken. No, I think that is good. And then we can add just a little bit of a leaf there. And however you like to put in leaves. Like that. So here's our pencil sketch, and we can start with our fine liner. I'm gonna use my 01, and I'm just going to start at the center again. And this time we can fine-tune our shape a little bit more. So this has a line going down there, for example. So going a little bit up. And try to see if you can give it a little bit of imperfections. That is always wonderful. And I'm wondering, do you have plans for Valentine's? We never really celebrated Valentine's. For some people do in Denmark, but my husband and I, we never really shared it and or celebrated it, which is, yeah, because we kind of try to celebrate it every day instead, almost, you know. And I think that is also really good. But I would love to hear what your plans are, if it's going to be a movie or if you're just going to, I don't know, get your kids to your grandparents or whatever you're going to do. I would love to hear what you have planned. And I would actually also very much to hear if you give out Valentine's cards, because here in Denmark we've never really done that, and I think it's such a beautiful tradition to give a card to someone that you love. So I would love to hear if you are doing that. I think it's a beautiful tradition. I might just be a sucker for teen movies, but of course, you know, college chick flicks, but you know what I mean. I think it's really beautiful, and it can just bring a smile to your face and stuff. See, you can see how I'm constantly adding small dents and imperfections to this these petals, especially the outer edge. So we're getting closer to the edge here. We have a outer edge on this petal. You can see how much easier it is to do these petals when you actually have the pencil line down here. And if you want to experiment even more with roses, I have a rose in my book, floral book, that I showed you a little bit earlier. So you are more than welcome to check that out as well, because you can do these line and wash sketches in so many ways, and this is just one way. There's a ton of ways to do it. Some are more realistic, some are more loose, and some are with fine liner first and some are with watercolor first, and it really is all up to your mood, really. So I'm all the way around here, just doing quickly keeping this stem and the petals here, or the leaves here, very loose, just to not take away the attention from the flower. So we're gonna keep that very without much detail, so like that. And now we can remove the pencil lines and see where we are at this. Now we have our main color here, or main sketch, and since it's so big, I'm actually going to do my shaping lines in this as well. But first I'm just going to touch up on a few things here. So you can see this one was actually kind of forgotten, and this one is okay. Yes, I think it's cool. I'm just going to put that away, and we can start on our shaping lines. And here we have some petals that are going up. We can take those first, and then we have some that are bent that way. Let's start with these. So just always keep your shaping lines following the shape of, or the direction of the petal. It's kind of the point of these lines. We have this one. It's actually going a little bit inside, kind of tucking around here. And then we have this here in the center. It's actually wrapping around like this. And all of this you can see in the reference, so there's nothing secret like that, or something a secret skill. Just have to look at the reference and see what are the lines, where do they go, and you don't have to add to everything. So this one is going from the center, or from the bend here outwards. Over here it's just doing something like that. Here I'm not going to fill out the entire petal, I'm just going to do a few and then continue to some of the other ones. And here we actually have quite a bend on the edge here, so just small bends will in the lines will indicate that. And we have this one here behind that has some of these more drastic bends as well. I love roses. I think they're so beautiful. Also sometimes a little bit overrated, but there's a reason for it. They are really, really beautiful. And there's so much tradition to roses, so definitely fan of roses, even if they are sometimes used quite a lot. Just putting in a little bit darks there. Then we have this petal, just adding a few lines to that as well. And see how each and every time we do a petal, it kind of shows us the shape, and that is really beautiful. I think we just need a little bit on the bottom here. And I think that is it. That might be something down here that we can't see. I'm just going to use a bigger one. I think I'm gonna try with the 05 just to get a few darks in here. So let's see, trying not to go overboard with this, but just putting in a few darks will give us a bit more depth. So here I'm just mostly doing it where the petals overlap, and you can kind of just see shadow. And there's a bit down here. It does get a little bit strong, and that is the problem with the bigger fine liners here. They are pretty hefty, but it's okay, I think. So there we have our sketch, and I'm gonna put in a very light wash, very quick, and we're done. And I'm gonna try it with this flat brush. It's a size 4. So I have my water and my romantic light. I'm gonna remove these, and we're going to go with a quinacridone rose for this, and maybe just a bluish tone, I think, because it is rather blue. And I'm going to do this in a, I think I'm gonna splatter some paint or some water. So like that. See how that goes. And then I'm gonna put in some pink. And I know this is not the exact color as the sketch or the reference, but that is completely fine. You can see the colors or the fine liner for some reason is smearing a little bit. I'm not sure why, but it is. Yeah, I'm just being careful not to paint too much on the overlapping petal there. Just want to kind of preserve that. And bring it a little bit up here. And a bit of water. Maybe that smearing is not a bad thing. Maybe it's actually helping us get that cooler tone. So I think I'm not going to put in the blues right now. I might change my mind in a second, but just putting in a few of these. And then okay, I'm gonna go with it. It's a green gold. But mixing it up with the pink, so we get a more reddish tone. And keeping it cohesive in this composition here. And I think I'm not really happy about these. I think it's looking a little bit strange. Just maybe could I add a little bit of sap green just to give it a bit more earthy tone, because it did become really bright, that green gold. Yes, I think that is better. Putting in a few of these splatters in green as well. And some of them are hitting here, and that is completely fine. I actually kind of like that. And we are done. Now you can, of course, you can cut it out, put it in a card, or on front of the card, and but wait for it to dry before doing that. And then it's ready for your loved one and a lovely message. There we have it, the beautiful rose that we sketched just a second ago. I'm just trying to get in focus here. I hope you enjoyed it and want to try it out. And remember, there's a freebie here below where you can learn what to use first, ink or wash. And make sure to check out my book if you haven't already. And just enjoy Valentine's and have a wonderful day. I hope you will use this rose in a card or something like that. And if you post it on social media, I would love to see it. Just use the hashtag Camilla Damsbo Art Inspired so I can see it and tag me in the post. And that is it for right now. I want to wish you a wonderful day and happy sketching. Bye!